Sir has come. Everyone, class, stand up, everyone. Sit down, everyone. All right, so without wasting time, I'll be inviting the students. The first speaker is Prince Kumar from BCA second semester. Prince. Followed by Arunima and Usha. Please be here. Arunima and Usha. Names are being called in order.
The dreams are not the ones which you see while you're sleeping. They are the ones which you do not allow you to sleep. This one dream that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam saw in 1998. This dream has not allowed India to sleep, neither it has allowed us to go back, it has allowed us to rise. Good afternoon, respected judges, teachers, and all my dear Simedian. Today, I am here in front of you all to present my thought on the topic of can India become a next superpower? If yes, then how? Before getting into the topic itself, we must understand what the superpower is. Superpower is a country which economically is strong, which has advanced military powers, which is also advanced in technology. But this is very comprehensive definition of a superpower. In 1945, when the World War ended, there was no more independence. And still, we didn't look back. We are still a fastest growing economics. We have come from slab to king, with the technology perspective, the world car to metro train, the fastest moving country in the world. Today we stand. The next point which I would like to highlight the military. This is the fourth largest military which is having the highest patriotism with the highest nuclear powers. But all of you, do you think this way India will become a superpower? Or this is what we want to be as a superpower? Absolutely not. If it has to be a superpower, it should be a thought leader to the world. Many of my friends have spoken about Nalanda University. People across the world used to come to buy our thought or come to study our thought. And that's proof that we were the thought leader. So today, if we want to become a thought leader, we will have to go back to our thought leadership. And the last, I want to put some light on a very important topic, which is the GDP. GDP is the blind race. It is like a speedometer of your scooter which show the speed, but it doesn't show if you're going into the right direction or not. It doesn't show if the fuel is left in the vehicle or not. That means if the fuel left, if the resource left in the country. But we are not bothered. We are just exporting and producing and exporting, and whole world is running on this. Do you think this way will India become a superpower? If it's become, it will be due to blood of our own people, because we will burning the blood of our own people to become a superpower. So for me, if it has to be a superpower, it should be a thought leader and wisdom and nothing else. Thank you.
So it was serial number 1, Prince Kumar, BCA second semester. On the next speaker we have got Arunima. Arunima from BSc IT first year.
I think maybe I have spoken about this to Sanjana ma'am, or maybe I have not sure about that. But then I have decided before this competition only that there would be some twist in the competition, because from our previous experiences what we can say that many students, or rather I can say most of the students, they come prepared in a different manner. So many a times what happens that students, they come prepared in a manner that they mug up the speech, and if they forget something, then they are not able to complete or not able to start, they get stuck, and it's not a natural expression, but then it's a completely forced or mugged up kind of a thing what we are seeing on the stage. So Prince, come again on the stage. And I am giving you a very simple topic, and I will have some very simple topic for all the participants, and they will get the option to speak on the topic. Okay, but it would be something for which you will get 30 seconds time to prepare, and after 30 seconds you have to speak. And obviously you are not aware of the topic, it's an extempore basis, so there is no point of anything being mugged up or pre-preparation. So whatever you will speak from your heart. It would be a real expression. Okay, so your topic is your favorite sports. You got 30-second times.
So my favorite sport is kabaddi. So many of us are very interested to play kabaddi. They are the 7 players in the kabaddi. But there would be a very interesting when we start playing in the in the playground. When we are all friends are gathered and start making strategies, and all the players are just giving their 100% effort to win the game, not just to win the game but learn something new. And that's why I really like the kabaddi, because there will we use our energy and our thoughts and so many things will that put on the games and learn so many other things. So that's really would be interested if you are. Many of you know play the kabaddi and they're really interested. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. The next we have Arunima from BSCIT first year. पीछे से आओ बेटा. A big round of applause, everyone. Followed by Usha.
A very delightful good afternoon and a very happy Gandhi Jayanti to one and all present here. Respected Director Sir, our faculty members and my dear friends. Today, I, Kumari Arunima, a student of BSCIT first year, stand in front of you to discuss a question that has sparked an intense debate and curiosity in my mind. Can India become world's next superpower? Well, as I stand at the threshold of this inquiry, let's delve into the complexities and potential that defines our nation. India, a home to 1.4 billion people, boasts world's largest democracy, a thriving economy, and an ancient civilization that has contributed significantly to human knowledge. Our growth story has been remarkable, with GDP expansion expected to surpass $5 trillion by the end of 2027. India's youthful population promises a productive workforce. Our IT sectors and startups drive global digital transformation. India's cultural richness fosters creativity and resilience. Connecting the East and the West, we bridge trade routes. Now, all these things that I just mentioned were not only to tell you how great of a country India is. We already know that. What I want you to know is that the rise of India will not just be a replication of an existing superpower, but a unique blend of cultural, economic, and democratic vitality. In conclusion, the potential of India becoming world's next superpower is undeniable. India is a land where rivers are worshipped, women are worshipped, and even children are worshipped. But India is also a land where rivers are prone to dirt. Our women are prone to horrors like Arjikar, and our children, our youthful creative minds are committing suicides at such an alarming rate. Do we want our nation, or rather an evolving super nation, to be associated with such attributes? If not, then let's unite to forge for a brighter future, to solidify India's position as not only an inspiration model of growing economy and infrastructure, but also as a beacon of hope, prosperity, and peace. Now, as I end my speech, I would like to thank you all for listening to me with such a patient mind. Thank you.
Wonderful, Arunima.
Yes, sir.
So, you got a very simple topic. I am taking the cue from your speech only. Your topic is crime and discrimination against women. 30 seconds you can take.
Crime. It's not something that we have not witnessed till now, or any one of you have not witnessed. But when a crime happens against a man, it's a common problem. When a crime is happening against a woman, it's a niche specific problem. In our country, women has contributed in every aspect. When we were rooting for our country to be independent, women stood with men and fought for our independence. But when it came to get the benefits, we were discriminated. We didn't get the chance to stand next to you and show our talent. Even today, women who have achieved extraordinary abilities and positions are subject to this. We get discriminated in workplace, at our homes, and in general. Now today, we as youth have the power to change it. Don't you want to be a start to a new beginning? I want to be, and I want you all to be. Now as I end this, I hope that you all learn something from this. That we want equality, not in terms of strength or physical strength, but cerebral equality. Thank you.
Thank you, Arunima from BSCID first year. Now next we have got Usha from BBA first year. Usko deo, aaja. Followed by Roshan Arya. Be there.
A nation's greatness is measured by how it treats its weakest member. This beautiful line said by Mahatma Gandhi. This emphasizes the importance of inclusive growth in India's rise. A very warm and energetic morning to one and all present here. Can India be the next superpower nation? How is it possible? Let's find out. Yes, India can be the next superpower nation because based on a research, a superpower nation can be identified by the 4 pillars of power, which is economic, political, cultural and military. Let's talk about the economical factor, which is India has one of the fastest major economic growth with a young and large population. The potential for sustained growth economic is significant. IMF, the International Monetary Fund and WP World Bank have projected strong growth rate for India in the coming years. Technology and innovation field, India has a burgeoning tech sector with Bangalore often referred to as the Silicon Valley city of India. Military factor, which is India has one of the largest standing armies in the world and continuous improving its military. Let's talk about the other factor, which is political factor. India is world's largest democratic country which provides it with a stable political system. Democratic political system can enhance the image of India. The cultural factor, which is the important characteristics of Indian culture are civilized communications, values, belief and etiquettes. India actively promotes its culture and heritage through cultural exchange, educational programs and international festivals, which is enhancing India's cultural footprint. So what I think is that India has the potential to become the next superpower nation. Thank you.
Very good, Usha.
Thank you.
So, Usha,
Yes, sir.
your topic is challenges in front of present youth. Challenges in front of the youth.
So what I think is that challenges in front of this youth is there are so many kind of challenges in front of this young youth about job security, basic needs and very much things like the youth have to know that what they have to do in future, what they have to do, what's their goal, what they want to do, but they are it's very sad that our youth doesn't know about this. It's our responsibility to know that what we have to do, what we are learning. So India's youth has so many potential. We can do anything if our mindset is focused. So I think this is these are the challenges, like we have to focus on our goals. We have the potential that we can achieve our goals. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Usha. As the next speaker, we have got Roshan Arya. I want you to come on the stage. Followed by Riya Kumari from BCA third year. All right. So Roshan Arya from BCA 5th semester.
Today is difficult. Tomorrow is much more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is wonderful. Following the words of India's missile ban, dream, dream, dream. Dream transform into thoughts and thoughts result into action. Namaste, Venerable Director Sir, judges, teachers and all my dear friends. I feel absolutely blessed to be standing here to express my thoughts about, can India become a world superpower? This we aim to see, so rise and embark on the path of our nation's destiny. India's aspiration to be a world superpower is rooted in its people and their determination to turn those dreams into reality. We have been hearing this from the past 20 years. India will be a superpower. But is this a false promises, way of receiving votes, or an inevitable truth? Let's analyze some achievements and understand the challenges. And let's understand as a country, where is India going to be in the future? In 17th century, both India and China combined contributed 50.5% of world GDP. And you know what? India's contribution was exactly half of this. By the way, forget about yesterday, let's talk about today. And you all are aware of today's India's economy status. And congratulations to you all that according to the latest Asia Power Index, a ranking that measures the influence and capabilities of nations across the continent, India has officially overtaken Japan to become the world's third powerful nation in the Asia. We truly live in an exciting time. Yes, I believe India has potential to be a world superpower. As a BCA student, it's my strong belief that a deep tech and digital can make India a world superpower. A nation's growth is underpinned with its technological advancement and many more factors that corroborate this argument, like geopolitical influence, world's largest and youngest population, thriving GDP, and many more to enumerate. Moreover, not one, there are multiple challenges in front of us. So what you think? Can India be a world superpower? It's your choice. It's my choice. It's our leaders' choice. Collectively, it's our choice. What future do you want to see for India? This depends on what kind of citizen will you be. Will you break the rules? Will you speed on the road? You will evade the taxes or be a burden on the nation? Or will you be an asset or will you be a liability for our nation? So completely, directly and indirectly, it's our choice. Concluding this all, better than the entire world is our Bharat. Our economy is good, our security is good, our strength is good. Technologically, we are good. So let us build a bridges of understanding and cooperation across the continent, shaping a future where every voice is heard and every dream is within reach. Before giving rest to my words, I want to say that where there is darkness, there the sun will rise. With India's strength, the light will spread across the skies. Thank you.
Excellent, Roshan. So, Roshan, your topic would be, what would be your contribution in making the nation strong?
So as I think what's my contribution for making the nation strong, as a BCA student, I literally believe that deep technology and advanced technology is making our nation literally very strong. As we have reached the third place in the Asia Power Index, the powerful nation in the Asia, it's a very important achievement for our nation. And as I believe, technology, with the help of technology, I can show the whole nation the power of digitalization, technology. There are many tools, technological tools that with the help of that tools we will make the nation strong. As my contribution to the nation is from the technological field, that I will contribute in the very strong way in our technological field, that we will use the AR VR technology, AI tools. These all are with the help of also Power BI. We all have also learning this. So with the help of these all technologies, we can, especially I can, contribute to the nation in this way, so that our nation will reach at this destination. And as I already said, that shaping a nation where every voice is heard and every dream is within reach. So with the help of this, I will contribute myself in the field of technology to make our nation strong. Thank you.
Next we have got, yes.
Just a message,
Yeah.
small message for all the audience. It takes a lot of courage to come on the stage and speak. So, and then speak in a spontaneous manner, speak in an extempore manner. It definitely takes a lot of courage. So while you are clapping for your friends and for your seniors, I expect you to do a stronger clapping.
We have got Riya Kumari from BCA third year.
A pleasant good afternoon to Honorable Director Sir, respected Podar Sir, Sanjana Ma'am and all the presentees. First of all, I would like to thank Simij College, which tried to instill in us a passion for learning and communication. I am Riya Kumari from BCA third year, standing before you to explore the question, can India be the world's next superpower nation? And if yes, how? Imagine a nation where ancient wisdom meets modern innovations, where a rich tapestry of culture converges to create a vibrant society. This is India, also called Bharat or Bharatvarsh, a nation known for its rich history, unity in diversity, culture, a country that has a world's largest democracy, an intriguing market for overseas businesses, investors, and ranked as the world's fifth largest economy by GDP. The warmth of people and euphoric celebration makes our country so special. It has a vibrancy of all sorts and an example of cooperation, coexistence, secularism, and social bond. In my opinion, yes, India has the potential to become the world's next superpower nation. However, the path to achieving this status is not without of its challenges. First and foremost, India possesses critical elements that are prerequisites for the superpower status. Its large number of populations provide a vast labor force and potentially enormous consumer markets. Its geographical location, nestled in South Asia, places it a crossroad on international trade route and giving it a strategic significance on the global stage. India's soft power too is a significant asset. Its history, contribution to art, literature and cinemas are admired worldwide. Leveraging this power can help India to build diplomatic alliances. As we all know that India faces issues like poverty, corruption and inadequate infrastructure that need to be addressed. Additionally, it must navigate complex geopolitical relationships, particularly with the neighboring countries. To achieve superpower status, it would require several key terms like invest in education, healthcare, vocational training, research and development is crucial. A strong defense capability is vital to protect national interest and contribute to global security. Continue economic reforms and promote innovations and entrepreneurships, collaborating with other nations on common goals. In conclusion, India's journey to become a superpower is challenging but attainable goal. By addressing its challenges, investing in its people, and engaging in responsible global diplomacy, India can indeed rise to superpower status. So let's work together, harnessing our strength and overcoming our weakness to build a future where India not only stands as a global superpower but also as a beacon of peace, prosperity, culture and humanity. So at last, I would like to punctuate my words by addressing these lines. India does not need to emulate any other country. India must become India. This is the country that once upon a time was called the Golden Bird, and youth like us can prove that India is no less than anyone. Thank you for having your kind patience.
Excellent, Ria, excellent. The competition is really tough. I think evaluation is a tough task. So, Ria, a topic for you would be festivals of India.
Okay. Festivals of India. It is our emotions from which we bound together. We celebrate it with full enthusiasm, like without discriminations at how, from which community they come, from which caste they come. We all are bound together. Like we are from Bihar, Chhath Puja. It is our emotions. We celebrate it with full enthusiasm, and we make festivals. It is our emotions. India is known for its cultural advancement, like festivals on many types, diversity, many festivals like from every community. Whether it is Hindu or Muslim, Christians and Jain. We are from Bihar and we celebrate Chhath Puja with full enthusiasm, and we know that it bound us together, and we feel very proud to celebrate it with full enthusiasm.
All right. Next we have got Vaibhav Rani followed by Shivam Singh. Vaibhav Rani from BCA final year.
मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज और सम्राट अशोक जैसा राजा था। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ हर 50 मील पर रूप, पहनावा, मजहब बदल जाता था। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया को पाया जाता था। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जिसे अपने भूगोल के पहले पूरे ब्रह्मांड का भूगोल समझ आता था। Good afternoon everyone. My name is Vaibhav Rani and I am from BCA PPU 3rd year batch 1. The topic for today's expression is, can India be a world superpower? If yes, then how? So let's analyze the achievements and understand the challenge as a country where India is going to be in the future. Currently, we have only one superpower, that is the United States of America, and China is on its way to being a superpower. In order to be a superpower, country must be developed in each sector including education, finance, defense, etc. If all these are satisfied, then only it is a superpower country. It is not that if country is strong in defense, it is a superpower country. Talking about India, it is still a developing nation. We should first understand the difference between developing nation and the developed one. Developed nation includes USA, Russia, UK, France. From these nations also, we can't say that all are superpower. UK and France are still trying to be one of them. Education can itself solve 70% of India's problem. As we know, India is producing lakhs of talented students every year who have enough potential in them. But due to the lack of good payment skills given by government on employment, most of the young students who have higher IQ have decided to go to abroad to work in the multinational company. But this is reducing our nation's capabilities. For a strong economy, we need to boost our manufacturing sector. Indian-made products are hardly used by any other country and are used by Indians only. We need to become producer rather than just being consumers. For defense, though we have the second largest army, but when we look at the equipment, most of them belongs to a different generation or not the latest version. Moreover, we import 99% of our defense equipment. A superpower cannot be dependent on any other country for its safety. Apart from that, India has taken some initiatives like Digital India for supporting, boosting the digital infrastructure and services, Make in India, which enhance manufacturing capabilities. Ayushman Bharat, which is making India reliable in making self-reliance in defense and space. And also the infrastructure development is also taken, like Sagar Mala and Bharat Mala. Sagar Mala is a step taken by India to make for port connectivity increment Finally, it's all about time and decision which the government will make. Of course, they will do the best for the nation, so let's support them for better India. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, Vaibhav, Rani. So you need to speak on startups of India.
So as we know, India is a developing country, and its base is the youth of the country. The youth is the future of India. So youth have the capability and potential to make India on the next level. So startups play an important role in this in the growth of the country. As suppose for an example, if a person try to start a startups sir, you are running an educational institute, and you are also doing startups and making the lives of most of the students easier, and you have given the opportunity for students to improve themselves and to prove themselves. And startups plays an important role in country's GDP also. And by all this, I can say that we need to support the person who take initiative in the society to make changes. Thank you.
How many marks I should increase? She has praised me. तारीफ करने का कितना नंबर बढ़ा दे तुम्हारा?
चलो बेटा. Next we have got Shivam Singh, followed by Avishka. Shivam from BBA 5th semester. ठीक है?
Relax. This is just a blank white sheet of paper, and I have a pen. Yes. The youth of India has the pen, and it depends on them what they want to ink down on this blank white sheet of paper. Greetings to one and all present over here, Honorable Director Sir, my jury members, and my entire Simage family. I, Shivam Singh Rajput, standing in front of you to give a factual explanation on the topic that can India be a world superpowered nation? If yes, then how? So, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm not getting the voice. So, APJ Abdul Kalam once said, a superpowered nation is not made by handsome people, but from those who give their hands to some who require that. And we have got a long way as an Indian civilization, from Rig Veda and Samved to the longest written constitutions of the world. From building Pushpak Viman 4000 years ago to building Miraj and Tejas today. From worshipping Moon and Mars today to going to Moon and Mars through Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan. And when I look at this topic, that can India be a world superpowered nation, the only answer that exists in my mind is yes, India have to be a world superpowered nation. How and when and why? I'll talk afterward. First of all, let's look up the Western India. The West has just started to learn the concept of living in harmony with nature. But as civilization, we have been worshipping trees and eating on banana leaves for centuries. Today, as youngsters, it is important for us to take small steps. For example, with today, as youngsters, rather than buying a 2500cc bike, we can buy 2500 rupees bicycle for a local travel. And when you put the piece of plastic in the drain, and when as civilization we understand the concept that nature has enough for your need but not for your greed, that day will become the ecologically sustained nation, ladies and gentlemen. In the nation of Mahatma Gandhi and vocational education, why cannot I dream a nation where a barber from Tamil Nadu becomes the hairstylist of Hollywood actors? Why cannot I dream a nation where a young Dalit boy from Haryana becomes the leading shoemaker of the world? Why cannot I? In the nation of Mahatma Gandhi and vocational education, as I have told right now, rather than feeling proud about Sundar Pichai leading Google and Satya Nadella leading Apple, why can't we build our own Google, our own Facebook, our own Instagram, which my friends, my community are scrolling day and night? Why can't we? Now it's time to wind up my speech, but before I go, I'll just say that the youth of this nation need to be real heroes instead of real heroes. The youth of this nation need to face great books instead of using Facebooks. The youth of this nation need not to follow Kabir Singh but start following Saint Kabir. Thank you, and I wish for your remarkable journey that you all contribute India to be a world superpowered nation. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you. It was Shivam, and he'll be waiting for the topic. So we'll have to wait for a couple of minutes.
Anyways, excellent, Shivam. I was listening to you. It was
Thank you,
wonderful listening to you.
Thank you, sir.
And for you, the topic would be contribution of rural India in India's growth.
Contribution of rural India in India's development, right? If you want to walk fast, walk alone. I have heard somewhere, right? If you want to walk fast, walk alone, but if you want to walk far, walk together. Contribution of rural India is very essential for the growth and for the upliftment of India's journey. For that, we must have certain rights, certain regulations, certain duties which need to be fulfilled timely. So actually, in simple word, if I say that what will be the contribution, then every citizen must follow their guidelines, must follow their jobs, responsibilities and duties which they are being assigned. For example, if a 1-year-old boy is given a task to write Ka, Kha, Ga, A, A, E, E, then he must do that. If a 25-year young boy has given certain duties like he has to do work in MNC or anywhere, he should do that. Everyone has their certain tasks and certain duties which need to be fulfilled, and from that only our India will be growing, whether it's rural or whether it's urban. That's from my side, sir.
Next we have got
शिवम 1 साल की उम्र में ग लिखने लग गया था.
Next we have got Avishka Ajababu from BBA, followed by Megha Raj.
Well wishes to all present here. Picture a land where ancient wisdom dances with cutting-edge innovation, where 1 billion aspirations converge towards a singular goal. This is India, a land brimming with potential and poised to leap into the ranks of global superpower. Can India become the world's next superpower nation? Let's explore. Rome wasn't built in a day. India's journey is a marathon, not a sprint. We have seen India emerge as an IT powerhouse, a space pioneer, and a rapidly growing economy. Yet, challenges abound. Poverty, education, infrastructure need addressing. But adversity forges strength. India's youthful, dynamic population is an engine of innovation and growth. Our rich culture, diversity, and entrepreneurial spirit provide us with unique strengths. India's rising influence in G20 and the UN, alongside the Atmanirbhar Bharat vision, showcase a drive towards resilience and self-sufficiency. As Mahatma Gandhi said, the future depends on what we do in present. By fostering inclusive growth, advancing technology, and upholding our cultural values, India can achieve superpower status. In conclusion, India's rise is about more than power. It's about dreams of 1 billion people. With determination and progress as a guide, India can achieve superpower status. The world better watch out because India is rising and there's no turning back. Thank you and a happy Mahatma Gandhi.
Avishka. Is it Avishka? Okay. So, your topic is necessity is the mother of invention.
Invention. Invention is not only needed when something exists. Rather, it's needed when something is lacking. Something somewhere is lacking. You can only invent something when you can question that why can't this be or how can this be. So if we need to invent something, we need to see that if is it really needed for the population or is it just going to be a waste after it being invented. So, to see whether there is a necessity for the things that we are going to or planning to invent it, we need to take some points in mind, such as that whether how will it affect, whether it has been already made or not, or is it really necessary for the population or the country or the world. And if it is really necessary, then whether it possesses possibilities of really successing, or does it have advantages and disadvantages. That's all the points that we need to see if the product is necessary for its invention. After this, when we see if it's really necessary, then we can move forward to invent it. And inventing it needs various resources like manpower or machinery, and then we can just conclude the invention. Thank you.
Next we have got Megha Raj from BCA, followed by Abhijit Anand.
Good afternoon everyone present here. I am Megha Raj and I would like to begin with a question that resonates with pride and possibility. Can India become the world's next superpower nation? Absolutely. From the land of ancient civilization to a modern powerhouse is nothing short of miraculous. We are more than 1.4 billion, a strong, vibrant democracy brimming with youth, energy and the hunger for progress. India's economy is on unstoppable ascent. From the bustling street of Mumbai to the tech hub of Bengaluru, we are witnessing a surge on entrepreneurship and technological advancement. In space exploration, we have reached for the stars, literally. Yes, the success of Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan mission showcased our scientific progress to the world. India's art, culture, spirituals and rich heritage making India a beacon of inspiration and influence. We are showing the world that unity in diversity is not just a concept but a reality. But the heart of India's superpower nation potential lies in its youth, our young mind filled with creativity and ambitions. With this creativity, we are not just looking for the future of growth, but a future of global leadership. In conclusion, can India become the world's next superpower nation? Yes, we can, and yes, we will. Together as a nation, we will rise not just to join the rank of superpower, but to lead with vision, value, and commitment to be a better world. Thank you.
Very good, Megha. So, you need to speak about contribution of women in the growth of our country.
So my topic is contribution of women in India's growth. So the women contribution is most necessary because so I can't. So
Try.
अभी सोचा मैंने फिर भूल गई.
Still think again and then again try. No point in it. Women is contributing in many manner. They are contributing not only in offices, in workplaces, at home, upbringing the kids, education, in all strata of society. Give it a try before giving up. No noise, no murmuring. Remember your mother, your teachers. There are so many women in your life.
Contributions of women are necessary because women are all rounder. As we see women all around us. Our mother, our teachers, and everywhere, like at the police stations, at the airport, and every area. Women are working hard, and in fact, they are working more.
All right. Abhijit. Next we have got Abhijit from BBA first year, followed by Kriti Raj.
Future belongs to those who believe in beauty of their dreams. A very auspicious morning to my CMS family. I am Jeet Anand, student of CMS Group of Institution, BBAQ first sem. And today I stand before you to present my thought on, can India become the next superpower nation? Now India overtook UK as the 5th largest economy in the world, and its population is surpassing China. Goldman Sachs, who is the largest investment bank in the world, predicting that India will become second largest economy by 2075. Warren Buffett says that India is most exciting country. Bill Gates says that India is a sleeping giant and waking up now. Elon Musk says that India is the future. India has all the potential to become a superpower nation. It is rising very fast in recent years, but it actually become a superpower nation. First of all, what is a superpower nation? A superpower nation has the ability to project power and influence around the world, a very strong military and global reach. India's GDP is growing 7.24% per year, and this type of resources making us a superpower. India has also a very strong military. In fact, India is 4th largest military in the world, but almost weapons in the military we are purchasing from other countries. Almost goods that are present in our homes, offices, colleges are coming from other countries. For almost things, even for education and employment, many students prefer other countries. Now imagine one thing, if America now ban Google in India, what will happen? Now how we say that we will become a superpower nation? Not in few years, India wants more time to grow up. It has to work on its economy and education, then it will become a superpower nation. Thank you.
Speak on your favorite movie.
So, my favorite movie is Interstellar, and because of I love physics and the theory that's used in this movie are unbelievable, and a very high concept of physics are used in that. Thank you.
Next we have got Kriti Raj from BBA, followed by Anushka. Yes.
A very auspicious morning to one and all present over here, honorable director sirs and all faculty member and my CMS family. Firstly, I am very thankful to our teacher who giving me this golden opportunity to express my view on the topic, can India become the world next superpower? If yes, then how? So yes, India possesses a significant potential to become the world next superpower. India has a unique advantage and strategic opportunity, and also has some key factor that could facilitate this transformation. First key is the demographic divide. With a young and growing population, India has the potential to develop a robust workforce that can derive economic growth. Investing in education and skill training is crucial to harness their demographic advantage effectively. Second key is economic growth. India's economy is one of the fastest growing economy in all over the world. Continued reform to enhance business streamline regulation and promote innovation will be essential. Third key is the technological advancement. India has made a significant stride in technology and innovation, particularly in the field of space exploration. Encouraging research, development and investing in a digital infrastructure can further make India as a global tech leader. Fourth key is infrastructure development. Building a modern infrastructures like transportation, energy and urban development is vital for sustaining economic growth and improving the quality of our life. Public-private partnership and efficient project management will be the key to this endeavor. Fifth key is the military strength. India has one of the largest and modern military forces in all over the world. And sixth key is the social cohesion and governance. Promoting social harmony, inclusive policy and good governance will create a stable and supportive environment. Addressing social inequality and ensuring justice for all citizens is essential for national unity and progress. This journey will require some collaborative efforts, commitment to sustainable and inclusive growth. By capitalizing all this strength and addressing the challenges, yes, India can pave the way to becoming the world's next superpower. Thank you.
Excellent, Kriti. So, taking cue from your speech, your topic is demographic dividend.
Demographic dividend. Demographic dividend is dividend with the young and our youth who our youth have a potential to our youth has a potential to develop India as the next level, investing education and all skill training all skill training is our it is important to make our India youth to become the next level of India in this stage.
I am giving you a second topic. Speak on the movie which you have seen today. Maybe you have seen a part of it. Speak on that.
Yes.
The topic has been changed because she is a first year student. Topic might be a bit technical, so that's why the common thing. Yes.
Today, I saw movie Gandhi Ji. In this movie, we show the Gandhi Ji related to the Gandhi Ji life. Gandhi Ji life is such a very diplomatic, not a diplomatic, but it's such a Gandhi Ji life story. How he contribute to Indian independence, to make India independence. Firstly, I saw in a movie he was in a train and from going to a South Africa, and after that in a South Africa train he is in a first class train, and after that the South African police will be the thrown over the Gandhi Ji because he is the black in color, because in South Africa on that time that is a discrimination between the white color and a black color peoples. So that's why Gandhi Ji become thrown from the train because they are a black color. And after that Gandhi Ji goes South Africa and he do contribute for the South African people. He do movement from that people for independence from their constitution, who become made for South African people so badly impact on the bad people areas and discrimination between the bad people and white people. And after that I see Gandhi Ji come back in our India.
That's sufficient. That's sufficient, beta.
Okay. All right. So it was pretty. Now next we have got Anushka from BBA first year, followed by Madhav.
We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. But will we overcome to become the next superpower nation? Yes, I believe we can. How? Let's crack it together. In 1947, at the eve of independence, the India's GDP was 2.7 lakh crore, which was only 3% of the world's GDP at that time. Now, India's GDP is 269 lakh crore, and we stand at the 5th largest economy in the world. And not just on the terms of its economy, but also on the terms of its defense, which is 4th strongest in the world. India has 172 nuclear powered weapons in its arsenal. India's rich culture, diversity, and delicacy makes India shine apart from other countries. Its rapidly growing IT sector and infrastructure is immaculate. India is the first country to land on the dark side of the moon. If anyone thought of India a few years back, they could have never imagined what it would look like today. So imagine what it can look like 20 or 30 years down the line. India has recently launched its Deep Sea mission. The largest university in the world, the Nalanda University, is now being resurrected with a budget of 1749 crore, which is a proud moment for all of us. We are surrounded 3 sides from water, don't lack in resources, have the largest human resource at hand. Therefore, I definitely believe that India has that potential to become the next superpower nation. However, with work, with right measures, and our talented youth, because a sole Indian can even cut down a mountain to make a tunnel. So imagine what greatness we can show when we are guided right.
India is a developing country, is considered as a growing child, yet to show its full potential, but it will, I'm sure. Thank you.
Anushka.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, Anushka. I am very much impressed. Your topic is advantages and disadvantages of social media.
Social media is a platform where we connect, not with each other, but with the whole world. It is a place where we talk, we share our ideas, communicate, it creates innovation, it produces a powerhouse of new youth. It is the very definition of what we are today. We are using social media in our colleges, schools, home, places, everywhere. We are connected. Most of the things in our college also takes place on social media. It is crucial. We all understand that. But yes, there are advantages and disadvantages of that. As for the advantages, it makes work easier. It has that potential to make our life easier. It takes less time to communicate with social media. It provides a place where we share, where we support each other and grow further. But there are also some disadvantages because social media is somewhat brainwashing our youth in this day. We are depressed. We say that we are depressed, and social media plays a crucial role in that too. People scroll their time away, not doing what beneficial for them, how they can utilize that social media, but they just scroll their time away in doing unnecessary stuff. It is good and bad. Every coin has two aspects, and so does social media. But when it is used right, it is going to be beneficial for us. And if we use it in a bad way, then it is going to be bad for us. Thank you.
All right. So it was Anushka. Next we have got Madhav from BCA, followed by Harsh Chaudhary.
A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. With this wonderful quote, I, Madhav, wishes you a very good afternoon, and I would like to present my view on the much debated topic, can India become a global superpower nation? Undoubtedly, India has the potential to become a global superpower nation, mostly due to its high population, growing economy, and large labor force. In fact, India has surpassed China to become most populous country in the world, with 1/6 of the world's population. Also, the economy of India has transitioned from a mixed planned economy to a mixed middle income developing social market economy and has become the largest South Asian economy, with a notable public sector in strategic industries. It has become the world's largest economy by nominal GDP. But the idea of India becoming a global superpower nation is a topic of much debate among economists, political analysts, and policymakers. Currently, India is one of the fastest major growing economy globally and has the significant potential due to its expanding middle class, large population, and technological advancement. However, there are several challenges that must be addressed for India to achieve superpower status, such as socio-economic inequalities, infrastructure development, environmental sustainability, educational reforms, and geopolitical challenges. Progress in these areas will be crucial for India to realize its potential as a global economy and geopolitical force. In the conclusion, all I want to say that whether India becomes a global superpower nation depends on how effectively it navigates these challenges and leverages its strength in the coming decade. That's all. Thank you.
Distractions in front of youth.
Thank you, sir. I have got a topic, distractions in front of youth. Nowadays, as the technology has grown a very high level, the main distraction which we can see in front of youth is mobile phone. I don't say that it has only disadvantages, but youth are not using it in a correct way. Like we spend our time scrolling the reels on the social media platforms, but we can use it in a productive manner. This is the main distraction which I see in front of youth. Besides, we can read the books, we can read novels, we can read newspaper. But for that we use only Googles and ChatGPT. Also the phones have disadvantages of like it worsens our eyesight. It has many disadvantages of using phone all day. Thank you.
The next speaker, we have got Harsh Chaudhary as the next speaker from BBM first year.
The only reason to give a speech is to change the world. I would like to greet you all a present good morning. I am Harsh from BBM PQ second year. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to speak on the topic, can India become the world's next superpower nation? As we know that India is emerging as the one of the most largest economic of the world. No doubt that India has the potential to become a next superpower. A few reasons add information from here. India stands on the brink of emerging as the world of the most next global superpower. Driven by its vision of economic growth, technological innovation and strategic influence, with GDP poised to become on the world largest. India's focus on developing industries such as information technology, space exploration and manufacturing is positioning. It is a global leader. Initiative like Make in India and digital are transforming the nation into a hub for innovation and economic progress. India's young skilled workforce is a significant asset and enabling the country to harness the power of technology and entrepreneurship. However, for India to fully realize this vision, challenges such as poverty, infrastructure and inequality must be addressed. And with sustained focus on development and governance, India has the potential to turn this mission into a reality. Thank you.
As the next speaker, we have got Warisa Fatma, followed by Khushi Rani. Khushi.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. A very warm and a very energetic morning to all of you. My name is Varisha Fatma. I am a student of BBAQ first sem. But before proceeding to my topic, I would like to thank to my respected teachers and my dear friends. It's an honor and privilege to come in front of all of you. Today, I'm going to share my vocal regarding a topic which is, can India become a superpower nation? So, let us start. India, a land of ancient wisdom, rich culture and a boundless potential. It stands at a critical juncture in its history. But the question before us is, can India become a superpower nation? Can India become a superpower nation? And my answer is resounding yes. But not just for the sake of pride or global status. India's journey to becoming a superpower nation is not only military strength or economic mights. It is just about fulfilling the aspiration to its people and leading the world with compassion, innovation and resilience. But first, let's try to recognize the strength of our country. With a population of over 1.4 billion, India is not just a nation. I'm repeating, India is not just a nation. It's a continent in itself, brimming with diversity, ambitions and talent. In this demography, dividends, when harnessed through education and in skill development, can India transform into powerhouse of innovation and creativity? Already, we see the rise of Indian mind. Already we see the rise of Indian minds in global technologies, science and businesses. We see the rise of Indian startups, the thriving IT sectors, and our growing space ambitions are testimonies to our potential. In conclusion, India's rise as a superpower nation is not a distant dream. It is within our grasp. It will require vision, commitment, and our collective efforts from all of us. So let's dream and work hard to make our country as a superpower nation. It's our responsibility. So thank you so much for listening me and for giving me your support. Thank you so much.
Varisha Fatma. Beautiful name and beautiful you are. So Varisha, tell me, your topic would be AI, artificial intelligence, blessing for the country or threat?
Yes, sir. It's a blessing for our country. AI is
Take your time. You have half a minute time. Meanwhile,
Sir,
you have knowledge about the topic or not? You have knowledge about artificial intelligence? Okay.
Sir,
If you want, I can change the topic.
Yes, sir.
You want me to change the topic?
Yes.
Speak on Bihar, the next growth engine of our country.
Sir, the capital of Bihar is Patna, and Bihar is the
As the next speaker, I invite Khushi Rani from BBA, followed by Komal Kumar and Dhruv. Both of you, please be there. No noise, everyone.
A very warm good morning to anyone not present over here. I am Khushi. I am from BBAQ first sem. Today I am going to give the speech on the topic, can India become the next superpower nation? If yes, then how? Yes, India has the potential to become the next superpower nation. Achieving this superpower requires focusing on several key areas. Element of a superpower nations, economic growth. Economic growth is essential. We need to enhance manufacturing, promote innovation and the world-class infrastructure. This includes capability, technical innovation and high-class GDP, military power, a strong and a modern military with advanced technology and a significant presence globally. Political influence, the ability to influence politics through diplomacy and international alliances and participate in international organizations. Cultural influence, the spread of a nation, culture, values and lifestyle across the world. Scientific and technology advancement, investing in education and research will drive innovation and keep us competitive. Lastly, human development is a key. Quality, healthcare, education and poverty will improve our living standard for all the citizens. There are some challenges to overcome from it. Poverty and inequality. There are still portion of some population still live in poverty and income inequality is high. Corruption. What does corruption means? Corruption means which hinder economic growth and development. Infrastructure. While improving infrastructure, still lag behind many developed nations. By addressing these areas and overcoming challenges like poverty and corruption, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, "Dream is not that which we see during sleep. It is something that does not let you sleep." If we want India to rise, then we must work towards this vision for a prosperous and a powerful India. Thank you and a wonderful day. Thank you.
You are speaking on the stage for the first time?
Yes.
Good. So this is how everybody has to take effort, and today obviously I feel we have some very wonderful performances, and it takes a lot of courage to come on stage and speak. So एक बार फिर से सबको ताली बजाओगे. Khushi, your topic is, you come from which place?
Patna only.
Patna. Speak 10 sentences on Patna.
So Patna is a beautiful city. Then, so everything I have to explain. There are many places to visit in Patna. Patna is famous for mainly the Chhat Puja. In Patna, we celebrate Chhat Puja main.
3 sentences.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Next, we have got Komal Kumari.
all present here, respected teachers and all dear my friends. I am Komal Kumari from BBA PPU first year. So today I am going to talk about a wonderful topic. Can India become the next superpower nation? Yes, India become the next superpower nation. I want to live in a country where India is superpower and we Indians are superior. Mostly due to its growing economy, high population, increased labor force and make strong leadership, etc. and etc. So first, India has surpassed China to become the most populous country in the world. Second, defense. The Indian Army has a total troop strength of around 2.5 million. It is the second largest Indian army in the world. Third, it is the fourth largest air force in the world after China, Russia and US. Fourth, education. Third education system in the world after China and USA. And fifth, needs strong leadership. 10 years in power, India has jumped 4 spots to become the world's 5th largest economy. And last, creating the army of entrepreneurs. Unless by becoming technology, products or service, our economy will not be strong. So more entrepreneurs, more business, more job, more tax. And more the tax, better the country. Thank you for listening to me.
Your college life.
So my topic is your college life. So after you pass inter, then you come in college life. Many challenges faces in your college life. Many things you learn in your college life. Many people's face in your college life. Then
Was it about college life or your college life?
so my college life. So when I come in my college life, I learn many multiple sets of skills. I develop my communication skills. And thank you.
Alright, listen to the people very carefully. Last but not the least, the last performance of the day, Dhruv Kumar from BCA.
First of all, good afternoon to all of you. I am Dhruv Kumar. Today I am here with a big question. Can India become the next world superpower nation? So yes, India have the potential to become the next world superpower nation if it address its challenges and capitalize its strength. And to achieve this status, India needs to continue investment in its economy, technology, military capabilities while addressing the challenges in terms of poverty, uneducation, unemployment and healthcare. Additionally, India needs to develop diplomatic ties with other major power and play more prominent role in international affairs. India progress in recent years suggested that it is on the right path to become the next world superpower nation in coming decades. India become the next world superpower nation with a multiple of factor and multiple of challenges. First one is economy, second is technology, third is military and fourth is demographics. First is economy. Indian economy is growing at fastest rate at impressive rate. India is making fastest growing nation in the world. Additionally, it is projected that India become the third largest economic country in the world in expectational year of 2030. But still India face significant challenges in terms of inequalities, unemployment, poverty and healthcare. Second one is technology. India has made significant progress in technology sector in recent years. India has made many successful houses of startups and tech companies, but still India lags behind in the development of cutting edge technology like robotics and artificial intelligence. Third one is military. India has the fourth largest military in the world. It has modernizing its armed forces in recent years. It have nuclear power, missile power and aircraft defense system in their armed forces. But still India face significant security challenges with neighboring countries like China and Pakistan.
Fourth one is demographics. India has youngest and growing population, which makes India first and most populated country in the world. India has advantage to take consumer market and workforce. Indian people have still faces significant problem in basic needs like housing, food and healthcare. So India needs to invest in their healthcare and education to ensure that population become the healthier and productive. Thank you.
Dhruv.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am means to say that I should give you a very simple topic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your favorite food?
So, my favorite food is making anything by my mother. It is my favorite food. My mom's make anything I eat, it feels delicious to mine, and I feel satisfied with eating my mother food. Thank you.
All right, so we are done with the presentations. The judges will take some time, and after
I
evaluation.
think students are also having a fair idea about the best performers, and I should repeat myself that instead of judging or instead of adjudicating somebody as the first and second and third, I think all the participants are winner in a manner, and we should celebrate their success. I have thoroughly studied in a Hindi medium school, in a government school, where the fee per month was 10 paisa per month. My annual fees was 1 rupee 20 paisa. तो सरकारी स्कूल से पढ़ करके I don't want English to be a limiting force. अंग्रेज़ी मेरी कमज़ोरी या अंग्रेज़ी मेरी जो बाध्यता, या फिर मैं कहूँ कि मेरी सीमित क्षमता नहीं होनी चाहिए. It should not be the limiting force in your personality or in your capability. It should be a driving force. It should be a capability. It should empower you. And language, we see it as a barrier. We see it as a limiting force. We see it as something which is enforced on us. Why we should learn English? हमारा काम तो हिंदी में हो जाता है. हम तो मगही बोलते हैं, भोजपुरी बोलते हैं, अंग्रेज़ी क्यों सीखें? तो over here you need to see English has empowered our country. It was a foreign language. Britishers wanted us to learn English because it helped them in administrating our country. उनको क्लर्क और प्यून चाहिए थे जो कि इंग्लिश में काम कर सके, इसके लिए उन्होंने इंग्लिश सिखाया. लेकिन अगर वो इंग्लिश नहीं सिखाते तो जो लिटरेचर हमारे लोगों ने पढ़ा, जहाँ पर उन्होंने लिबर्टी के बारे में पढ़ा, ब्रदरहुड के बारे में पढ़ा, फ्रेटर्निटी के बारे में पढ़ा, उन्होंने जहाँ पर फ्रीडम के बारे में पढ़ा, तब तो भारत में आज़ादी का मूवमेंट जो है वो जोर पकड़ा. ऑन दैट, बिकॉज टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंडिया एज ए सुपर पावर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. तो यहाँ पर इंग्लिश को हम एक इनेबलिंग फोर्स के रूप में देखेंगे कि इंग्लिश हमारे लिए एक ताकत है. इट्स ए empowering capability for us, and it's not a limiting force. As of now, it may be a limiting force for many of you. कि सर सब कुछ हो जाता है सर, इंग्लिश पे नहीं हो पाता है, इंग्लिश बोलना मुश्किल है सर, उसके बिना काम करवा दीजिए. इंग्लिश के बिना करवा दीजिए, ठीक है, इंग्लिश के बिना हो सोचा जा सकता है, लेकिन why not with English? Why not with English? Or I believe many of the students, those who have performed today, they have improved a lot in terms of improving their capability during their journey at SIMIJ. I remember listening to many of them, though this expression has been organized after a long gap. It should be organized on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. Ideally, it should be organized on a monthly basis. It's interval is designed to be on a monthly, I think somewhere it must be written, monthly English speech competition. So the question arises why it is never organized on a monthly basis. So, and let's not keep me as a limiting force. Neeraj, you can do the judgment in a perfect manner. You are completely capable enough to organize it, encourage the student, adjudicate the winners, and my availability should not become the limiting force. So expression should be organized on a monthly basis. This is what my request is from the teachers who are taking care of communication skill development at SIMH. I hope this small request is taken care of. And what do you want? Do you want expressions to be organized on a monthly basis? Obviously, first half में अगर बच्चों को रोको तो फिर फर्स्ट हाफ में करा लो, फर्स्ट हाफ वाले को सेकेंड हाफ में कराओगे और लास्ट में हम फूड का टॉपिक देंगे, पीछे कैंटीन से स्मेल आएगा, तो दे मस्ट बी हैविंग अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम. बट वी वांटेड टू मेंटेन द डेकोरम आल्सो. If you are leaving the venue in front of the speakers, it doesn't seems good. Supposedly you were the speaker, you would want that your friends are there to listen you, to encourage you, to cheer for you. Yes or no? अगर तुम स्टेज पे चढ़ के स्पीच दोगे तो तुम चाहोगे ना कि कोई तुम्हारे को बीच में उठ करके ना जाए, है ना? तो ये समझिए बात को. समझते तो हो तुम लोग, ऐसा तो नहीं कि नहीं समझते हो, लेकिन कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते हो. तो जैसे ध्रुव के लिए इतना ताली बजा, क्यों? क्योंकि वो लास्ट स्पीकर था. क्लासमेट के लिए बजा. अच्छा चलो ठीक है. अच्छा उसको पैचअप कर रहा है. तो फिर मेरे पास तो एक लिस्ट है. मैं चाहूँगा कि मैम और पोदार सर का जो जजमेंट शीट है वो भी मिल जाए ताकि उसको टैली कर सकें. और देखो ये इंडिया, अभी किसी ने कहा कि एशिया में इंडिया थर्ड सुपर पावर बन गया जापान को पीछे करके. बताओ फर्स्ट और सेकंड कौन है? चाइना फर्स्ट है. तो यूएस इज नॉट इन एशिया. रशिया भी एशिया में नहीं है प्रॉपरली. हाँ नहीं, यूएस एशिया में नहीं है, लेकिन यूएस यहाँ का सुपर पावर है. तो ग्लोबल सुपर पावर है. They have got their submarines and their shipyards and their lot of strategic positioning all across the globe. So US is the number one superpower even in Asia. That is there. And economic superpower bhi hai. Superpower as well defined and addressed by the students is not just about military superpower. It's also about the economic guts, economic might. And India has gained substantially in terms of increasing its economic power. But then, if you compare the per capita GDP, many of them have proudly said that we have surpassed China in population. इसके लिए तो पीठ नहीं थपथपा सकते हैं कि सर बहुत मेहनत करते हैं सर, पॉपुलेशन नंबर 1 कर दिए, ठीक है. तो ये वाला मेहनत तो खैर लेकिन अब यही हमारी ताकत है. नाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर मैन पावर, दिस स्ट्रेंथ इज आवर रियल स्ट्रेंथ. इफ इंडिया हैज टू ग्रो, वी हैव टू ग्रो ऑन आवर ह्यूमन स्ट्रेंथ, आवर मैन पावर, and that will become, and it should become the dividend for us because it's youth. India is a youthful country. We are having majority population is youth. Is it done? Yes?
हाँ.
इसी में डाल दिया क्या?
हाँ दोनों नीचे.
तो फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड लिख दो ना. फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड करो. तो as the design of this competition, there is a first prize, then there is a first runner up, then second runner up, and we don't have consolation prizes, but then today I am feeling the need for the consolation prizes. So in case if it is required, we will have some consolations also. वैसे see, all the participants, they were having some valid good points. They have raised some valid points. They were having some good things which we should appreciate. Everybody. So we should see their potential, we should see their talent, appreciate their talent, and some kind of errors were committed by each one of them, and that is natural. If they are completely, we don't expect them to be flawless, so that is not the expectation also. And see, Japan is an aging country and China is also aging. China ने क्या किया? They have got this policy of 2-child policy. Then they said 1 is fun, कि एक ही बच्चा हो, because they wanted to control the population. And now they are saying even 4 is required. 4 बच्चे कर लो, because now they want population. चाइना को population का problem हो गया. उसके यहाँ आबादी क्या हो गई? अब धीरे धीरे बूढ़े बच गए और बच्चे कम हो गए, क्योंकि 2 पति पत्नी या बच्चे पैदा हो रहे हैं एक, तो क्या हो रहा है? आबादी धीरे धीरे क्या हो रही है? युवा कम है, बच्चे कम है और बूढ़े. ये किसी भी कंट्री के लिए अच्छा फेज. जिस कंट्री में बूढ़े ज़्यादा होंगे और यूथ कम होगा, बच्चे कम होंगे, वो कंट्री बूढ़ी कंट्री हो जाएगी. और बूढ़ा कंट्री तेज दौड़. तो चाइना अभी क्या हो रहा है? बूढ़ा हो रहा है. और इंडिया वाला को कितना भी समझाएगा कि बच्चे कम पैदा करो, माना नहीं. तो अच्छा, हंस ली, हो गया ना. तो अभी क्या है कि इंडिया में यूथ है ज़्यादा, ठीक है. हाँ, थोड़ा पॉपुलेशन हमारा कंट्रोल हुआ. कैसे कंट्रोल हुआ? बिकॉज वो जो नीतीश कुमार ने कहा ना कि लड़कियां पढ़ ली, तो लड़कियां पढ़ ली तो पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल हुआ. क्योंकि लड़कियां जब पढ़ लिख लेती हैं तो वो अपना अधिकार समझती हैं कि मुझे कितने बच्चे पैदा करने के निर्णय मैं लूंगी, तुम नहीं ले सकते हो. तो ये अच्छा चीज़ हुआ. इसके कारण भारत में आबादी जो है थोड़ी घटी है, बिकॉज लड़कियां पढ़ रही हैं, वुमेन एजुकेशन बढ़ा. उसके कारण हमारी आबादी, जहाँ जहाँ इट इज़ नथिंग टू डू विथ एनी कास्ट और एनी रिलीजन. तुम लोग को व्हाट्सएप पे बहुत आता होगा, हाँ, 4 बच्चे, 4 शादी, हाँ, मतलब तरह तरह की बातें. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. सिंपल इक्वेशन जो देखा जाता है, जहाँ पर एजुकेशन आ गया वहाँ केरल में मुस्लिम डोमिनेशन है, मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन बहुत है, लेकिन वहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ सबसे इनफैक्ट निगेटिव है. क्यों? क्योंकि लोग वहाँ पर शिक्षित हो गए, पढ़ लिए. और बिहार में हमारा प्रजनन दर सबसे ज़्यादा है, हाँ, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पर अशिक्षा ज़्यादा है. तो इसका सीधा सीधा इट हैज़ गॉट स्ट्रेट डायरेक्ट कोरिलेशन विथ एजुकेशन, नॉट विथ रिलीजन, जैसा कि समझाया जाता है आप लोग को व्हाट्सएप पर. तो और मैंने थ्रेट की बात कही, तो इंडिया के सामने सबसे बड़ा थ्रेट ये है, जो ग्लोबल पावर चाहेंगे कि इंडिया का तो काम, दे आर कंफर्टेबल विद इंडिया, दे डोंट फील दैट इंडिया इज ए थ्रेट. बिकॉज उनको लगता है इंडिया के साथ क्या है, थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे चिंगारी लगा दो, किरासन तेल पूरा वहाँ पे फैला हुआ है, वो आपस में लड़ने को एकदम बेचैन है. तो ये सब राजनीति में देश हमारा पीछे हो जाता है. और ये लड़ाई में, और कभी ज़्यादा कुछ हुआ, पॉलिटिशियन को दिक्कत, तो क्या करेगा? हिंदू मुसलमान को झगड़ा करा दो. हिंदू असुरक्षित, हिंदू को बोला जाता है कि तुम असुरक्षित हो, खतरे में है, और मुसलमान को बताया जा रहा है कि बेटा तुम खतरे में हो, तुमको तो देश से बाहर निकाल देगा. अचानक से हम लोग दोनों खतरे में आ गए. इस देश में अभी के समय में सबसे ज़्यादा खतरे में है हिंदू हमारा, और मुस्लिम जो है वो भी सबसे ज़्यादा. भाई दोनों आदमी खतरे से बाहर निकल जाओ. कुछ ऐसा सोचो, क्या जरूरी है कि दोनों खतरे में रहें? और इसमें तो इंडिया का हित नहीं है, इसमें तो हित दूसरे देशों का है, जो हमें सुपर पावर बन रहते हुए को रोकना चाहते हैं. उनके पास एक ही तरीका है कि इसको आपस में लड़ा दो, ठीक है. ये लोग मार काट करेगा, ये लोग भूल जाएगा कि काम भी करना है, ग्रोथ भी करना है, एक्सपोर्ट भी करना है. इनके पास खाने के लिए भी नहीं बचेगा, ये लोग लड़ मड़ के ख़त्म हो जाएगा. ये मेरी बात तुम लोग को याद रहेगी. और ये तुम लोग नहीं समझते हो. तुम लोग नेता लोग के डिज़ाइन में उल्लू बनते हो. नेता लोग का जो डिज़ाइन है ना, बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग नेटवर्क है. तो ये सब व्हाट्सएप पे तुम लोग को बेवकूफ़ बनाया जा रहा है. लेकिन ये सीमेज व्हाट्सएप विश्वविद्यालय नहीं है. यहाँ हम आँख खोलने का काम कर रहे हैं, समझ गए. अगर हमको आगे बढ़ना है तो साथ साथ आगे बढ़ना है, और सब साथी हैं, ठीक है. कभी कोई मुस्लिम राजा आता है तो वो सबको मुस्लिम बना देता है, कोई हिंदू आएगा तो बोलेगा कि हिंदू. ये सब चीज़ों, पॉलिटिक्स से हम लोग को आपस का दोस्ती खराब नहीं करना. चूँकि आज गांधी जयंती है, और गांधी जी इस देश को जोड़ने में सबसे बड़ी ताकत थे. ये देश आज जो खतरा देख रहा है ना, इससे ज़्यादा दंगा उस जमाने में, क्योंकि अंग्रेजों का तो शासन का तरीका ही वही था. क्या था? फूट डालो, राज करो, ठीक है. तो ये तो हम लोग उस जमाने से झेल रहे हैं. तो गांधी जी ने बोला कि भाई अभी देश को एक कैसे करें, देश अगर इकट्ठा नहीं होगा तो फिर अंग्रेजों के सामने लड़ेंगे कैसे. तो सबसे पहले उन्होंने देश को जोड़ने का काम किया. और जब जब हम लोग गांधी के कॉन्सेप्ट से अलग होंगे, हम लोग लड़ेंगे, कटेंगे, मरेंगे, बर्बाद होंगे. और नहीं तो प्रेम, भाईचारा, अहिंसा ये देश को आगे लेकर के जाएगा। हिंसा से कैसे लड़ लोगे, कितना लड़ लोगे, ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है। तो इसलिए आज गांधी जयंती के दिन बापू को, गांधी जी के आदर्शों को, और दुनिया में गांधी जी जैसा मजबूत सिद्धांत देने वाला कोई दूसरा नेता, नेतृत्व, कोई शक्ति तैयार नहीं हो पाई इतने साल के इतिहास में। इसलिए हमें गर्व है इस बात का कि हम, अगर इंडिया का कोई सबसे बड़ा सुपर पावर है, किसी ने सॉफ्ट पावर की बात कही थी, मूवीज़ की बात करी, म्यूज़िक की बात करी, ट्रेडिशंस की बात करी, कल्चर की बात करी, तो गांधी एज ए थ्योरी एंड द थ्योरी गांधीयन कॉन्सेप्ट दैट इज ऑल्सो ए सॉफ्ट पावर, जो कि वर्ल्ड के जब यूएनओ में कॉन्फ्रेंसेज होते हैं, यूएनओ में जब मीटिंग्स होती है, तो वर्ल्ड सुपर पावर्स कई बार गांधी को कोट करते हैं कि गांधी ने ये कहा, महात्मा गांधी ने ये कहा। तब जब वो गांधी को कोट किया जाता है तब इंडिया क्या बनता है, एक सुपर पावर बनता है। तो ये गांधी जी का महत्व जो है।
First of all, congratulations to everyone. You got a chance to come on the stage and you perform. You took this opportunity. और मैं स्पेशली इस बच्ची के बारे में बोलूँगा, वगीशा, हाँ, वरीशा, ऑल राइट। उस दिन भी आई थी तो बच्ची बहुत घबरा रही थी, इसका हाथ कांप रहा था, तो तुम उसके बावजूद स्टेज पे चढ़ी बेटा, ठीक है ना। ये बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है। यू हैव टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विन योरसेल्फ फियर पे। रोने का कोई मामला नहीं बेटा, ठीक है, रोने का कोई मामला नहीं। हमारे कॉलेज की बच्ची थी जो अभी टीवी में चली गई, क्या नाम था उसका, चैनल में चली गई, बीबीए की बच्ची थी, रितु रोहनी। जब स्टेज पे पहली बार चढ़ी थी बेटा, तो वो गाना गाने के लिए चढ़ी थी, नहीं गा पा रही थी स्टेज पर, स्पीच में भी गई थी, एक्सप्रेशन में भी थी, पूरा भूल गई वो, ठीक है, और लगी रही, बट शी डिड नॉट गिव अप। तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वी हैव टू परफॉर्म। और जीतेगा तो कोई एक ही, 4 लोग दौड़ेंगे तो भी एक जीतेगा, इवन 40 पीपल रन, इवन देन 1 विल विन। बट द पॉइंट इज दैट यू हैव टू improve every day. It's not about winning, it's about participating and improving yourself. A big round of applause to her. ये वक्त इसलिए लग रहा है बिकॉज एवरीबडी हैज सीन द थिंग्स, और हर का ओपिनियन सेम हो ऐसा नहीं है। किसी की नज़र में कोई विनर है, किसी की नज़र में कोई विनर है। तो
I should announce it from there. Okay, so first of all we have got some consolation prizes. So Dhruv, Komal, Khushi and Harsh, come on stage. And then we have got Madhav, Harsh को बोल चुका हूँ, Harsh Chaudhary. Then we have got Madhav and Anushka, Kriti Raj, Abhijit Anand, Megha Raj, Avishka, Shivam, Vaibhav, Riya, Roshan, Usha, Arunima and Prince Kumar. ताली बजाओ मिली भाई। Everybody take one, हाँ? मेहनत का फल मीठा होता है। So today it is proved. Hence it is proved, huh? Now it's the time for announcing the further more rewards. Because consolation prize की बात हुई थी, सबको लगा कि भाई consolation prize में हम बच रहे हैं, मालूम पड़ा सभी आ गए। तो अभी इसको कोई फाइनल जजमेंट मत मानना, क्योंकि बहुत सब बॉर्डर लाइन में, मेरे को तो 0.25 टाइप का मार्किंग करना पड़ गया, क्योंकि क्लियर कट कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि कोई क्लियर कट 9 हो या कोई क्लियर कट सब बहुत आगे हो, मार्जिनल, हाँ मार्जिनल 0.25। और उसमें भी जब मैं वेटेड एवरेज करता हूँ पोदार सर का स्कोर और संजना मैम का स्कोर, तो फिर वो और मार्जिनल हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो किसी को बढ़ा दे रहे हैं, मैं उस किसी को कम बढ़ा रहा था, तो सब एकदम बराबर से हो जा रहे हैं। इन दैट वे देयर वाज अ वेरी टफ कॉम्पिटिशन, बट स्टिल आई वुड लाइक टू अनाउंस फ्यू नेम्स where whom we are giving the cash rewards, and I have increased the number of cash rewards considering the wonderful performances of our students. So one student whom I would like to reward first of all, and I was really impressed with her performance, and Podar sir was also very happy with her performance. She is Anushka Kumari, BBA first year. Wonderful.
नाम लिखना पड़ेगा, बाद में लिखवा लेगा।
नाम बाद में, हाँ
हम बाद में कर लेंगे।
ठीक,
बेटा अपना नाम मेरे से लिखवा लेना बाद में। संजना मैम, बच्चे आपके पास जाएंगे, नाम लिख देंगे और वाउचर आप ले लेंगे उसी वक्त।
Then we have got Roshan Arya from BCA 5th semester. Wonderful, Roshan. God bless you, beta. And then we have got Shivam Singh from BBA 5th semester. Afterwards, we have got Avishka from BBA first year. Very good. After Avishka, I would like to reward, yes, Vaibhav Rani from BCA third year. Wonderful. So instead of giving prize to one person for the second runner-up category, I have given prize to 5. Okay, because they all deserve appreciation in it. And then the first runner-up prize, it goes to Riya Kumari from BCA third year. Wonderful, beta. ये तो डिस्कवरी है, इसको तो मैं पहली बार नोटिस कर रहा हूँ. सो रिया इज ए गुड डिस्कवरी. सेकेंड प्राइज है, ये मैम जल्दी जल्दी करवाएंगी तो तुमको ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा. हाँ, ये तो मैम लेट कराती है. हर महीना होना चाहिए, है ना. हाँ, ये फाइनल ईयर के बच्चों के पास तो बहुत ही कम मंथ बच रहे हैं. फर्स्ट ईयर के बच्चे इतने पार्टिसिपेट किए हैं. और नाउ इट्स टाइम फॉर फर्स्ट प्राइज. There can be lot of wild guesses, but then the winner, as per the majority, is Arunima, BSc IT first year. जोरदार तालियां. तो ये तो मौका सबके पास रहेगा. और मैं इसमें नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स एक प्राइज जोड़ना चाहूँगा, एकलव्य अवार्ड, एकलव्य प्राइज. वो उस स्टूडेंट्स को देना चाहिए जो कि बिल्कुल छोटे गांव से आया हो, रूरल बैकग्राउंड से हो, और जो कि हिंदी मीडियम स्कूल से पढ़ा हो थ्रू आउट. तो अगर वैसे कोई स्टूडेंट हैं और वो पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं और वो धीरे धीरे इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं, तो उनको भी एक प्राइज़ हम लोग को देना चाहिए. और मतलब एफर्ट मैटर करता है, यहाँ आकर के बोलना मैटर. हाँ, और ये देखो ना, ऑल दोज पार्टिसिपेंट्स, एवरीबडी इज ओवर हियर, व्हाइल यू वर स्पीकिंग, डेफिनेटली यू मस्ट बी एंजॉयिंग दैट वेरी मोमेंट. थोड़ा एंग्जाइटी भी होगा, थोड़ा प्रेशर भी होगा. फिर मैंने थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट भी कर दिया था कि आपको बहुत एक्सटेम्पोर बोलना है, लेकिन अच्छा बोला लोगों ने. एक्सटेम्पोर में भी ऐसा नहीं है कि विकेट गिर गए. तो ये एक खासियत है. और यहाँ पर ये इनका, मुझे लगता है कि इनका मेटल जो है वो प्रूफ होता है कि दे हैव गॉट सम गट्स एंड दे हैव गॉट टैलेंट. तो मुझे लगता है कि ये फॉर्मेट में जो बदलाव किया गया, ये, और इसके कारण कई बार ये भी होता है कि जो बच्चों की कॉन्फिडेंस है वो इमीडिएटली देखने को समझ में आती है. तो आज बहुत, मुझे लगता है कि बहुत अच्छा रहा. मेरे बहुत काम छोड़ करके मुझे यहाँ आना पड़ा है आज. चलो, थैंक यू. और एक बार अप्रिशिएट करूँगा मैं जो हमारे बीच इतने सारे जो ऑडियंस में फर्स्ट हाफ के स्टूडेंट बैठे हैं. गजब के ऑडियंस हो तुम लोग, बहुत डिस्टर्ब नहीं किए. और हाँ, बहुत मज़ा आया, तुम लोग के कारण ही मज़ा आया, मज़ा ही नहीं आता. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल.